Hey friends, so I received a question about detoxing for mothers and babies and kids and nursing moms and detoxing. And first and foremost, I'm really not a big fan of detoxing. I feel like this whole concept of like detoxing is based on a very punitive, almost Judeo-Christian concept of purity and that we are inherently dirty and we need to be cleansed. And I 100% disagree with that. I actually think that humans are innately pure and holy and that we actually need to build ourselves up. We don't necessarily need to be cleansed. I really feel like just this obsession with detoxing that's in our whole holistic health world. It's like, why do we think we're so toxic? What, like, literally why? It's kind of just gives me the heebie-jeebies. Um, Now that said, if you have been getting things that go like this, that could be a separate issue. And I would definitely suggest talking to an in-person healthcare provider. I don't think that's the kind of thing I can really give advice about in good conscience online. So I would want you to talk to a traditional Chinese medicine provider, an acupuncturist or herbalist, or a naturopath. Naturopaths, I don't totally know everything they do, and a lot of them, unfortunately, are supplement pushers, which I'm really not a fan of, but there's definitely some good ones out there. Another situation could be if you have parasites. That's a situation where you do need to do some form of cleansing. And there's some really amazing herbs that you can use to kill parasites. One of the things you're going to need to know is that you need to take herbs consistently if you want to kill them, because parasites, you can kill the actual worms themselves, but the eggs have little shells that I think they've been like scientifically studied, and they've shown that these little shells on these like microscopic worm eggs that can be stuck in your like folds of your intestine, like literally the folds of your intestine, which is like so yikes. But these little eggshells, the hardness and the strength of them is like similar to forged steel. So they will not be killed by any, diatomaceous earth, clove, garlic, all that stuff. That stuff can kill the worms itself, because worms, just like an earthworm or any insect, you can see, like if you've played with worms and insects a lot as a child, which I hope you did. And if you didn't do this as a child, it's never too late to go outside and play with a worm. Just be gentle because you don't want to hurt them. But you can see their bodies are made up of these little plates, and in between the plates there's like the plates overlay each other, and then there's a little seam, and that seam obviously is their vulnerable area. So that's how worms can get killed by diatomaceous earth, which I do have some mixed feelings about, because that can be a little hard on, well, all deworming stuff is hard on the gut. There's just no way around that. um yeah, it can all be hard on the gut. Uh, but anyways, the worming stuff gets through those little cracks in their plates, and that's how they get killed by it. So that's the live worms. The eggs, unfortunately, will stay. So you have to stay on top of your deworming protocol, and you need to redose yourself every week, possibly for a very, very, very long time, because the eggs are going to hatch inside of you, and then you're going to need to get in there and kill them again. So if you really want to take care of this, I definitely, if you have worms and you have worms, I would definitely recommend getting in-person health advice. It's a lot to try dealing with this kind of thing just with your own digging around on the internet. And in regards to stuff like, say, you've just been eating a bunch of junk food or sugar or alcohol or recreational or hard drugs. So I'm talking sugar, alcohol, junk food, recreational or hard drugs, which, to be honest, I kind of put them all in the same category. You don't need to specifically detox from those, because your body, your liver and kidneys are going to do that for you. What you need to do is increase the healthy food that you're eating so that you're not craving those things. Possibly, I mean, obviously alcohol and drugs, you're going to need more support than just eating healthy food. So let's go back to the junk food and sugar. You need to increase your healthy food so that you're not craving the junk food and sugar, and your liver and kidneys are going to take care of that for you, and your body will just heal from that surprisingly well. As far as recreational and hard drugs, similar, but you may need a 12-step program, therapy, whatever calls out to you. So that's what I think about detoxing overall. I think the main focus is to actually nourish and nurture yourself so that your body can naturally take care of this stuff. And if there's a specific worm or parasite that you're dealing with, get in-person holistic medical advice. Traditional Chinese medicine is really good with this. And there's also some Western herbalists that are pretty good with it. Homeopathy can also really help a lot. And so can there's some vibrational healing methods like the amp coil, which I think can also be really, really good. And don't ever feel like you're a bad or a dirty person if you've had parasites. It's something that myself and my kids have gone through a handful of times. And it really sucks, but it doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. It just actually just means that you're normal. So feel free to drop any additional questions you have below. I will be checking those and answering them. And thank you so much for being here. Have an awesome day.